西暦2020年、人間の世界をつなぐネットワーク。そこにはデジモンと呼ばれる未知の生命体が息づいている。
Hey, what's up, Tamers? My name is Dev from DevsUtopia, and I have a Rookie Rush deck profile that actually uses Veedramon from Release Special Booster 1.0, the secret rare. I actually found a use for it. I usually try to wait until I top in the big event and everything, but because I was able to come in first place at one of my locals, webcam locals to be more specific, basically. Michigan is still, and during the pandemic, there's still no way of us actually meeting up. So we were able to we joined one of our LGS's Discord servers and just did our locals that way. So basically, we'll start off with the deck. We got 4 Digimons. This is very standard for every single Rookie Rush deck. You usually just only want to run 4 Digimon. There's not really a lot of other DigiX that you can go with when it comes to Rookie Rush, especially blue-green. There's no reason to run the Demi Vmons, especially since not everything has jamming. So, yeah, Upamon's just the way to go. When it comes off to our blue Digimon, we go 4 jamming Vmon. Basically the boss monster of the deck, in my opinion. If Puppetmon wasn't really the poster boy, it is Jamming Vmon. Rookie Rush wouldn't be what it is right now in the meta if it wasn't for Jamming Vmon. Then we go 4 copies of Gabumon, 3 draw, play cost 3, on play, draw a card. Our main draw support, other than just digivolving over Upamon and then possibly digivolving over our rookies. And 4 copies of Armadillomon. 2 play costs, 4,000 DP, and 1 to digivolve. Actually, I really do enjoy it when I go first. I have Armadillomon in hand. I actually do enjoy just going hatch, digivolve, your turn, instead of trying to give them too much memory, because you got a memory choke immediately from the gate. It's puts you in a better position, and plus it's lets them know. Seeing Armadillomon is it's just a red flag for any of your opponents that it just says, yep, I'm playing Rookie Rush. Then for the blue champions, we have 4 copies of X-Vmon. X-Vmon is really good because it's when digivolve, you can unsuspend one of your level 4 lower Digimon. That does not mean just that does not mean just blue. You can unsuspend your Veedramon, your Mushroomon, your Auramon, your Jamming Vmon, of course, and it can even unsuspend itself because it is a level 4 or lower. X-Vmon is honestly similar to Jamming Vmon. You really got to run these at least. It's not hard to tell the core of blue-green Rookie Rush in 1.5, but yeah, you really need 4 jamming and 4 X-Vmon. And the star of the show of my deck build is Veedramon, 2 copies of the secret from BT1 or Release Special Booster 1.0. When attacking, once per turn, if you have a Tamer in play, suspend this Digimon, and it really pairs well with the option cards that we run as well. This has won me games, especially against, my first game against Shine. This came in really handy. And we play Davis, so if you do have Davis out and everything, cool. I always try to avoid digivolving over Jamming Vmon with this. I honestly prefer to digivolve over Gabumon or Armadillomon for 3. Not trying to hard cast, this 6-drop anytime soon, but you can. And for the last of the blue Digimon, we run 2 Zudomon. Now, this is the most questionable choice in my build. The reason I'm still running Zudomon is because I wanted an answer to board wipes, but I didn't go against any red Omni decks. So I'm not sure how reliant this is. And at the same time, this is basically just an answer to just, the main flaw of Rookie Rush is drawing cards late game, or if the game goes too long, your hand just kind of dwindles. So I have this in there as an answer, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this in there. It's really one of those things where you can just like choose to do either like a 2 of like a Gomon or like Mon, or you can go like some more green like Gobblemon and etc. But yeah, this is mainly there to be an answer to Puppetmon or a Volcanic or Alter S board wipe. Just play this, draw 2 more cards, try to build your hand back up so that you can compete again. And at the same time too, if do your math correctly, put your opponent at 4 is not that bad, especially if they have a tamer in play anyway. So at a certain point, if you have your tamer out, they have their tamer out, they're going to go to 3 anyway. Put them at 4. That's fine. Especially if you couldn't do anything else that would kind of, put them at 3. You want to be as memory efficient as possible with Rookie Rush. And that's all the blue Digimon. So here, let's get these guys out of the way. And again, like I said, this is the mainly questionable spot. You can switch this out. I just like this to be like but again, I just need more practice against Red Omni. And this is my answer to just, getting board wipes. So those are all the blue Digimon. When it comes to our green Digimon, we don't run too many. We run 4 Mushroomon, 2 play cost, 4,000 DP, similar to this Armadillomon and everything. Just a good Digimon to run, and if it survives, even better. Then 4 copies of Auroramon, 2 play cost, 5,000 DP, so it can actually survive a Volcanodramon. So Volcanodramon, I believe, deletes everything that's 4,000 DP or less. So our Auroramon is safe at the very least, which is really good, because everybody else is 4,000 or lower, except, Veedramon and Zudomon. So having one rookie on the field is better than having no rookies on the field in this deck. And then 4 copies of Veedramon. I like Veedramon a lot because it's a play cost of 4. So again, if your opponent has a tamer out, a lot of people are playing tamers. Shine is running around. If they got their TK out and they put you at 3, you can play something for 2, go to 1 memory, then play Veedramon for 4, put them at 3. It's a little bit more memory efficient than just trying to play all these 2 drops only. So again, it's just like try to be as efficient as possible when you play this deck. There's not like too much to it. And last but not least, for the green Digimon lineup, we got 4 Puppetmon. You really want to max out this at 4 because sometimes the Puppetmon saves your butt in a Rookie Rush, and your opponent tries to be super aggressive and get rid of all your security, and then you Puppetmon, and if you have to do it another turn, you do it again. It actually works where you can stall out the game until you can swing for game yourself and swing for lethal. So playing this at 4 is a must, in my opinion, in almost every blue-green Rookie Rush deck. You really want to have Puppetmon maxed out at 4. And that's all for the green Digimon. And the rest of the deck is options and tamers. When it comes to our tamers, we only run 3 copies of Davis. On play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add one blue and 1 green Digimon card among them to your hand. Really good, especially, and another reason why I always play Veedramon. I know some people don't really care for Veggie, but again, it's like one of those kind of like countermeasures to just getting board wiped all the time. I would really prefer to have something on the field than nothing. And Auroramon, Veedramon, Puppetmon, of course, and then it's called Veedramon and Zudomon are the only cards that will survive Volcanic, that will survive Alter S. And like, for example, if Shine starts tapping tamers and everything, they gotta waste another tamer just to get rid of that 1 Digimon instead of just tapping only 1 and getting rid of all your board. That's all for the tamers. For the option cards, 4 copies of Hammer Spark. I believe that almost every Rookie Rush deck profile, you see this will always be at 4. This is the main option card that saves your butt, and it really makes your opponent say, okay, let me not try to Digivolve, and let me not try to, dig for anything until I start swinging, etc., etc. So just having that kind of afterthought of like telling your, either your opponent messes up, or the people who are used to going against Rookie Rush will swing first and then Digivolve and see what happens. You go 3 copies of Flower Cannon. I don't know why people put this at 2. This saves my butt a lot. I know it suspends everything but blockers and everything, but when it comes to all of these meta decks being like Alteress, Red Turbo Omni, and Shine Greymon, if I can suspend a Shine Greymon that has a +1 security attack, if I can suspend a Alteress that can become unblockable as well as has another security attack, if I can suspend a Ragnarlormon that has 5 security attacks and doesn't have the blocker inheritable and everything, it's better than nothing, So that's why I have this at 3. There's just too many. There's too many threats to Rookie Rush that Plus security is the death of Rookie Rush, in my opinion. If you keep going against a deck that can just sweep your security and there's nothing you can do, that's a problem. So having this at 3, I think is really necessary. And then we have 2 copies of We Have to Stop Fighting. This basically is advanced jamming. Neither player's Digimon can be deleted in battle for the turn. And it pairs really well with Veedramon, because now you give Veedramon, basically, you have Veedramon out, you have Davis out. We have to stop fighting. So even if they block, you don't die. And then you can still unsuspend, swing again. And then, of course, swing with the rest of your field. And then probably even go XVmon, unsuspend Veedramon, unsuspend something on the field, swing again, and hopefully swing for game. And when you play, we have to stop fighting. Sometimes they don't even tap their blockers. Sometimes they just let the attacks go through, depending on who you go against. So this becomes really deadly, and especially since it's a security effect to just add the card to hand, that's really helpful. And we run, last but not least, we run 2 Positron Laser. I was trying to try this card out. The only thing is adding to hand. I don't like Kokaida's Breath, and Kokaida's Breath adds cards to hand. This does the same thing, so you can't skip out on it either. It's just like up to 2 of your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's next turn. And then if you have a blue Digimon in play, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to their own hand. I don't like that part of the effect. It's a 6 drop and everything. You're probably going to use it if you're on the losing end, of course, anyway. But I really don't like adding cards back to my opponent's hand. That's my main pet peeve with this card. And a lot of people don't understand. You need to have a Digimon in play, by the way. Some people say that they have the blue Digimon in the grazing area. No, it has to be in the battle area in order for it to check. It has to check the battle area for blue Digimon, and then you can bounce something back. Now, this has come in handy. I have been able to bounce back a Shine that was doing its 2nd security attack, and then it showed this. And again, it's the security effect is up to 2 of your opponent's Digimon can't attack for the turn. Then if you have a blue Digimon in play, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon and all that. That's still a really good effect. It's just, I'm a little bit iffy, at least, about returning stuff to your opponent's hand, especially since there's so many decks that have when Digivolving effects that are really strong. Again, Ragnarlormon being it won Pro Play Games. You got Red Turbo Omni. Adding an Omnimon back to hand just adds more fuel to the fire, especially if they have something built. Shine Greymon is its main reason why it's so good is that it has a one Digivolving effect to suspend all your tamers and destroy everything that you neg everything to death. 4,000 DP at a time. So that's the only reason why I'm not sure about Positron Laser right now. It might grow on me. I was just trying to try it out because even Zenitsu's been using this. I think he places at 3. He kind of convinced me on this. Then I've been seeing other YouTubers use Positron Laser, so I just wanted to give it a shot. And I did win the locals, so I can't, complain really. But it's just like, yeah, I'm not sure if this is staying in. If I do update this deck, I'm not sure if Positron Laser is actually staying in or not. But yeah, that's the deck, guys. And right now I'm going to quickly just go over some tips and tricks. So just give me 1 second. Hey, and welcome back to some tips and tricks and everything for the Rookie Rush deck profile. So basically, Rookie Rush is not a hard deck to play. It's the most smooth brain deck that you're going to ever play, in my opinion, in Digimon ever. So this is just like a little more of a formality for my videos and everything. I just want to give you some like good plays to do. You got to really make sure that you memory choke your opponent as much as you can, giving them only one memory to work with, unless they have Tamers on board, and that's when it kind of changes, and you just want to try to make sure you always put them at 3. So, Upamon is the only Digi-Egg you play. Of course, you would prefer to just Digivolve in general, because sometimes and everything, I don't play too many blue rookies. These guys are maxed out and everything, but those are my only blue rookies. So, again, when it comes to this deck and everything, I always prefer to go Gabumon and then go into Veedramon, or go Armadillomon into Veedramon. But whenever I do have a Veemon, unless their field is like just swarming with blockers, I would prefer to just have jamming Veemon, be over Upamon, and always swing with jamming. And of course, you already know the idea of X-Veemon digivolving something else to unsuspend a jamming Veemon, or just unsuspend something that survived. You don't always have to unsuspend jamming Veemon. A lot of people save their blockers for jamming Veemon, and if you notice, you gotta really when you play against people with your Rookie Rush deck, right? You really gotta notice who they block or who they prioritize and who they think is a threat, because a lot of people start hard trying, they just focus directly on jamming Veemon. So what I like to do sometimes is I'll have a field, right, where it'll be Auroramon, jamming Veemon, and then maybe a Mushroomon or something. And I know when my opponent is just so straight focused, laser focused on Veemon, and I'll swing with Mushroom, swing with Auroramon, they'll let it go through, and then I'll just, if one of these guys do survive, and I'm at a good amount of memory, I'll either, Armadillomon for 2, or Gabumon for 3, and then I'll Digivolve and then unsuspend and then pass my turn. And I won't swing with jamming Veemon, because legitimately, it's just, why would I, if I only have this one attack left, you're going to block that anyway. So if I'm going to let you ignore these guys, and then I'm going to just make it where you wasted your turn. Basically, not playing into your opponent's, play against your opponent. Don't play into their hands. If you know that they want to get rid of this, don't suspend this so they can attack into it. And honestly, it's not hard to tell when someone's bricking. If they're hard casting stuff, Digimon, and they have 6,000 DP, that's the magic number right there. 6,000 DP, and then you Flower Cannon and sacrifice one of your Digimon so that they have to hard cast something again. There's been multiple times where someone played a 7 cost and it had 6,000 DP, and I just said, okay, cool, Auroramon, Digivolve into Veedramon so I can at least draw a card, swing into it. Just out of, and this is a really control kind of thing. I guess because I play so many control decks, that's why I prioritize just trying to keep my opponent 5 steps behind me. But that's something you got to do sometimes. Your opponent, unless you're playing against purple, your opponent only has 4 blockers right now in 1.5. There's no new blockers yet. Set 4 will have some new blockers for certain colors and everything. So, but yeah, everybody's usually playing 4 blockers. So whenever you can, if you can just bait one of your rookies, or force them to guard one of your rookies, sacrifice one of your rookies, and then swing into the blocker with a 6,000 DP card like, Vegemon, Veedramon, or Zudomon, it's better than nothing. You're not going to always have a Puppetmon on the field that can swing over everything safely, but I am usually willing to risk sacrificing one or two of my bigger guys just to get rid of a blocker. Because you're not sure if they have every single blocker in their hand or if that's their only blocker they're able to come up against. Of course, I love swinging at security, but at a certain point in everything, I need to make sure that I can secure the win later on in the game. Last but not least, I love Veedramon because of We Have to Stop Fighting. We Have to Stop Fighting basically is indestructible. It's not even, I don't think I can compare it. It's like an upgraded version of jamming where no one dies and now you can benefit from just using his effect. And that's why I always wanted to make sure to find some deck that can run this card, because it's like, this card doesn't really fit well in other decks. It's the 3 Digimon was really what kills it. If it was 2, that would have been better. But yeah, like, I've always just wanted to use Veedramon, and Veedramon really goes well with Rookie Rush. But if you do play Veedramon, you have to play We Have to Stop Fighting. If you do not play We Have to Stop Fighting, you need to change this out for Gorillamon. And again, like I said and everything, my main reason for Zudomon was just in case my board was wiped or if my hand is just option cards and I managed to see this, I hard cast it immediately and just try to get those card draws and fix my hand in any way, shape, or form. And that's really it, guys. This deck isn't too hard. Again, there's not really like a lot of complicated plays. I don't really know what people are talking about when they're saying like this deck is extremely complex and all that. No, that's cap. Rookie Rush is Smooth Brain. It's just easy. It's so easy to play this. And I just wanted to use Veedramon and have a reason to use my shiny cards. So, but yeah, I'm thinking about taking out Positron Laser. Might put like another, a few more rookies in and take out Positron Laser. But that's just a personal preference. You don't have to keep running. We Have to Stop Fighting. You just got to change the deck up immediately. If you stop playing We Have to Stop Fighting, if you stop playing Positron Laser, all I always recommend is 4 Hammer Spark, 3 Flower Cannon, with whatever Rookie Rush deck that you work on, okay? And I hope you guys have a nice day. Shout out to Jason Jung. He gave me a really good deal on Tamer Evolution box. I was able to secure this playmat as well as a sealed, Tamer Evolution box. I'm not using the I'm using the alternate art Hammer Sparks and Flower Cannons and other decks and everything right now. But yeah, I really managed to luck out. Everybody else was like sold out or either charging an arm and a leg and everything. But Jason Jung, he's an amazing guy from Canada. A lot of on his website and everything, a lot of his prices is in Canadian, so don't be alarmed. But yeah, I'll have like a link to his website in there. He's a really professional seller. And yeah, I hope you guys have a nice day. Peace.